Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. In this video, I'm going to give you a drone tour of my landscape and where it is here in early September. A lot of the annual flowering things are starting to decline, as you would expect in the late summer, although this place is still chock-a-block full of color, and I think you can see that from up above. But some of my zinnias especially, they're always, one of the shorter lived annual things. Some of my vincas starting to decline. The celosia, the gomphrena, pentas, most of that stuff looks fantastic. I still haven't dug in the stones on this path yet. I will very soon, but I haven't gotten around to it. I have out toward the street, and I'll have a video up when this goes in. Zoysia grass looks great. I've actually only fertilized this once this year. I did a lot of prep beforehand, so there's a lot of compost mixed into this, so it just has not required a lot of fertilizer to stay this vivid green. This will stay green until about the 1st of November here in my area, and then it'll be dormant for the winter time. I'll wake back up about mid-April, but you can see along the edge of it, all of my annuals that I have planted along the edge of it still look great. One thing I did this year that's much better than last year's, there's a lot more evergreen things in here, a lot more structure in here than there was at this time last year. This is about 20 months into this project at this point, and so when these annuals come out, it's still going to have a lot of structure. It's still going to look good during this winter season. This little corner right here and this little spot right here are dedicated annual beds, and so this will be converted to pansies and tulips and snapdragons. Same thing with this spot right here. Everything else, when it comes out, I believe that there's enough shrubby pieces in here now that the winter it's going to look great. Last year I didn't even do videos out here in the winter time because I was just so early into the project that I had so few things that stuck around for the winter. But this winter I think it's going to look great, and that's been my goal, is to have a 4-month garden and a very intensive pollinator garden for about 9 months out of the year. All right, so moving around here to the back garden space, the original plan was to have paths that led you throughout the back garden space. And so having the circle of turf, or the oval here of turf, when I come off the end of it, I have a path that goes this way, and I get to a little section here where you can either go to the shed or go around the back to the back garden space. This back garden space is the least developed space in the yard so far, in the garden so far. It's very dry shade. Next year I'm really going to concentrate on showing you guys some things that will work in dry shade. So if you have that kind of spot, it's abutted up to woods back here and some very greedy trees. And so this path, again, runs right along the back section. I'm putting some taller things in the middle of this bed in order to create some kind of a barrier where you have no choice but to walk around the paths in order to see the back garden space. So basically creating a room in the back of the garden. My dahlias are finally looking really, really good. It took all season long this year for whatever reason. They've been very slow to get going, but here in beginning of September, lots and lots of color in the dahlias. Vegetable garden is definitely in decline. Tomatoes are going to come out this week. I've got all of my new seedlings for lettuce and broccoli and cauliflower, everything that's going in here. The first thing is, like I say, coming out is the tomatoes, and next week you'll see a video transitioning my summer garden to my fall garden. Eggplants and peppers and okra are still producing so much. I'll probably leave those for a couple more weeks. I believe you can see on the other side of the fence this purple line. Those are hibiscus that were done from seed earlier this year, and basically created a screen for this chain link fence back here, and it's just a great backdrop to my vegetable garden space. all of the annuals and perennials that are planted along the edges of the paths and along the edges of the turf. All that stuff still looks fresh and fantastic. I have a crazy amount of pollinators out here, as you've seen in this video. And if you can keep your pollinator garden looking fresh into September, all the neighbors' things have kind of gone to sleep or finished blooming, and my landscape remains, you know, the last place that's in full bloom. And so it's just a crazy amount of activity out here now in the toward the end of, you know, when the nights are going to get cooler and the days are going to get shorter. So I hope you guys enjoy this views from the top up here. I think it gives a better perspective of the overall landscape. I have a series of 10 tour videos that I did over the last month. I'll link those up here in the corner if you haven't seen those, and you can get a detailed tour of all of the plants that are in this little 0.2 acre landscape in Raleigh, North Carolina, Zone 7B. Thanks for watching.